Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. I have a little what's on my desk. It's Sunday afternoon where I am, and I'm working on. Let me find it here in amongst all this. Believe it or not, there's order to this chaos. I'm working on The Attractive Home. It had been sort of put aside while I worked on the Honey Bunch books, and now the Honey Bunch quintuplets are done. 3 of them are off to their new homes. 2 are still available in my shop if you want to go over and take a look at them. This book is just coming along so pretty. And the camera's not doing it justice, which frustrates me because this cover kind of looks like gray and ugh. But it actually, in real life, it looks quite elegant. It's sort of yes, it's gray. It's a warm gray. And I've done gold. I've used gilding wax along the edges. And then I switched out the fabric. I was going to use a darker fabric, and then I thought this was already so dark. So I found this really pretty old rose fabric, and it's sort of a peach color, or maybe it's sort of a shell pink color. Sorry, I've got threads all over it. Anyhow, it's I like how that turned out. And I ran, just for a little extra detail work, I ran a bit of ribbon along there. Again, it's sort of in that shell pink color. And I was able to find in amongst my laces, lace that has a bit of a, I don't know, I waffle between calling it shell pink or coral, or I don't know. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. This book's old. It's 104 years old. It was published in 1916. So I've got the opening all done. The text block is sewn in. The end papers are in. Love these end papers. These are from that Victoria and Albert wrapping paper book that I found. And then I made tuck pockets from a doily that I had. There's one on the front and one on the back. So here, let me show how that works. So these are a little tuck spot. And I sewed around the edge for a little detail. A little extra detail there. It was oh jeepers, I just banged my head on the camera. Sorry. It was a doily, so I was able to make 2, and I'll save this. This will go into some other journal somewhere. As ever, I used a file folder. Let me reach under here and get that out of the way. So I want to do a bit of work on it. As I moved over my little tabs, usually I have them facing forward until I sew them in, and then I move them out so that I know where all the signatures are as I work to hopefully try and make sure that everything I put in the book is balanced. I don't want one signature with 4 pockets and then don't put pockets in, the rest of the book. So it's coming along nicely. I have a few little things I want to do today. Oh, I've got this ready. I want to put one of these tissue opening papers on it, but I will glue that in at the last minute, not while I'm still working in it and doing a lot of flip-flopping. I can't think if there's anything else I wanted to tell you about this before we get going on it. I decided not to leave the threads hanging out. I wanted a nice, clean, neat edge, and I think that turned out really pretty. And there's some lace down there too on this little beauty. Now, the illustrations in this book are so, so pretty. The paper, I was going to say fabric, the paper is quite fragile. I am going to have to make use of the illustrations by gluing them onto other cards. So I'm fair warning right now, I'm going to be using my aerosol glue, and that means I'm going to stop and start quite a bit, so that because there's just no point leaving the camera rolling while I go over to, I have a little sort of aerosol glue station that I go over, and I have it all set up so that it contains the glue spray inside a box, and I also put a mask on and that sort of thing. So I'm going to be going back and forth a bit as I work on them. But I have some of them sort of already started. They're just so beautiful. And I've chosen some pastel colors that sort of go with it. And I have a few ideas on what I want to do with them. So I think what I'll do is get started. And this one's going to be the living room. So I'm going to get started gluing. So I want to... I have, as ever, file folders here. So I'm going to go and get this baby ready, and then I'll turn the camera back on. So hold on a second. All right, so I've got this glued on now, and let's do a little bit more work here. I'm going to trim this. Right flush there. Good. And hopefully the camera is not jiggling while I do that. I actually found at one of my thrift stores an old camera tripod. So I used to have my phone, I have one of those bendable wire clamp things, and I have a little 3-tier shelf to my right here on my desk, and I used to have the clamp attached to that shelf, and that's why whenever I worked on anything vigorous on my desk, of course my camera would start going. I want to save that yellowing. Isn't that nice? That's that natural yellowing. So the camera would start bouncing, as you patient people know. So when I found this old camera tripod at one of my thrift stores, I thought, woohoo, I'll save that. I thought, woohoo. And so I still attached the clamp with the wiry thing, but to the top of the tripod, and then I set it up on this side, which is nice because it's to my left and my dominant arm and hand is my right. And because it's a tripod on the floor, the theory behind it is I can be vigorous on my desk and hopefully not send you bouncing around too much. All right, so the bedroom. Let me get I need some paper for inking, because we gotta have ink. You gotta have ink. Now, where's my little... There you go. I'm waiting to hear back from my daughter, one of our little grandchildren. Sliced his finger open quite good today on some broken glass. On the back of his... Fortunately, it's the back. It's not this tender area. It still hurts, though. It's very deep and long enough, needing for stitches. Actually, he didn't need stitches. I mean, I have heard back, but I want to hear that he's home and fine and having his ice cream. Anyhow, they were able to use glue and steri strips, so that's nice. But she said, I'm anxious to hear a bit more detail on the ER, because of course it's the last place you want to be right now. ER, emergency room, for countries that don't call it that. I was wondering what it would be like, because of course with the coronavirus right now. And she said it was quite good. I want to get that little edge. She said they were quite good. They were triaging right at the front door, and according to symptoms, sending you to separate waiting rooms. So you're not even in one waiting room for everyone is not in one waiting room. So I suspect, I've only been getting little messages here and there. Where is my... Sorry. Oh, there it is. This. She said that they, because they're separating them into different rooms within the ER, I suspect they were probably sending people with coughs and fevers and such to one area. She said they were waiting in a room all on their own with another family who had a child with a broken arm. So this is the bedroom. I want to save that. So I thought that was very smart. I mean, obviously they're brilliant. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for our healthcare professionals, and we have a few in our family, and these people are literally putting their lives on the line for us right now, all around the world. All right, so I'm trying to decide, do I want to leave chapter 5, or do I just want the bedroom? I think I just want the bedroom. So hopefully that little fella is home now. His finger's going to be sore, that's for sure. Look at some of these illustrations. I don't think I'm going to be able to use them all. I'm going to use a goodly amount. There we go. And save some. I can use them in other journals. So that was good to hear, and hopefully they avoided any exposure. They're young, but you still don't want to get it. But I was quite alarmed. I listen on Sirius XM radio, the doctor channel. And one of their doctors on, because of course it's the topic du jour these days is Corona, COVID-19. And they were saying that by the time this is all said and done and said with, you know what I mean. 1 in 2 people will have caught it and dealt with it. And that's huge because senior citizens are not surviving, are barely surviving. So that's alarming. And people apparently, and you don't have to tell me twice to stay home, I am on the Myers-Briggs test. I'm an INFJ, and I love any excuse to be holed up in my house and not have to go out into the world and do people things. This is, it's lovely to have a reason. Oh, sorry, I'm isolated. First of all, you don't have to get dressed. You don't have to put a bra on. And you can play in your art room all day. So I'm happy to do that. My husband has to go out. His work is actually very important to the public as well. So he doesn't have a choice about it. There we go. I love that. Yeah, I forget where I was going with that. My mind is such. My little mom, the Nana, any of you who follow along with the Nana, her nursing home finally is on lockdown, complete lockdown. No one admitted. It's on a case-by-case basis, and only if your loved one is dying or close to dying. And even then, they consider it on a case-by-case basis. So, and I'm glad to hear that. That's fine. Keep them safe and healthy. I will see her when this is all done. And fortunately, thank goodness, her dementia is such that she lives in the moment. And she's She doesn't spend her days mourning, where is everyone? She seems to just be able to, I guess we all should be able to do this. She seems to be able to sit and, you know, oh, this is a lovely cup of tea, and just enjoy the moment and enjoy her cup of tea. She doesn't grieve over the past. I'm not sure how much of it she remembers. I don't think she remembers many people anymore. And, you know, it is what it is. But in this circumstance, I guess that's a blessing. And yes, that's my chair here that you hear squeaking. I'm going to try not to move, but, you know, there. That looks nice. One down. Have I got a box I can start? Let's start a little box. I like using a stationary box and just start keeping my ephemera in it. Now, so that makes a nice little journaling card. I'm going to keep it simple and elegant. Now, what do I want to do next? Window hangings. Do I want to do window hangings? I think I had a chapter heading for window hangings. Where did I put it? Nope, that's the dining room. Dining room. Rats. So I'm already losing things, and I thought I'd been so good. Well, window hangings we will do in a bit. Let's move on to you. Now, you're a little off center. Oh, I felt it move. I hate that. Let's see if it moved in a good way. You did. All right. You moved in a good way. Good. Now I'm going to do something with this one. Which is a fun thing to do. This is just a ink pad. This is not Distress ink. This is a standard ink pad. And see how the picture itself has a black border, but now that I've cut it, there's this white edge where I've cut. I want a little tiny black border around that. And a neat thing you can do is just literally hold your paper upright and tap it along your ink pad. And it will give you a tiny little black border. And it's just barely noticeable, but it is noticeable, and it's just a nice little detail. It's so easy to do. I don't know if you can see yet. I'll hold it against this card so you can see now. I want a little bit more on that at the top there. Hold it here, a little bit more. And it will just put a little black border around whatever it is that you need a tiny little black border around. Yes, that looks nice. I like that. All right, now I'm going to go glue this. And then we will play with this one. I'll decide what it is I'm going to do. I want to, this page, although I already cut the picture out, had a little poem on it. So I want to include the poem somehow. I'm not sure how yet. All right, I'm going to pause you. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have this glued on. I just want to Get some, there's some little dusts there. I want to decide what it is I'm going to do with this one now. I'm going to marry up those sides so that they're even. I still eyeball it. Rather than get the ruler out. Now, let's see what I want to do with this. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I have decided what I'm going to do. So, let's see. Nope, I want you further in. You know what? I've got to move some of these or something tragic is going to happen. And then I will be sorely vexed. All right. Let's see. Cute. All right. I think we're going to barbecue for dinner tonight. It's really nice outside. Our little dog is so happy to finally have her whole backyard again to romp around in. She's not very tall. She's half Chihuahua and half Dachshund. So she's low to the ground. And when our snow gets deep, we literally have to go into the backyard and shovel an area for her because our snow can get deeper than she is tall. Poor little thing. But she bravely goes out in all the bad weather to do what she needs to do. And I admire her. Anyhow, the snow is completely gone. The only snow left is big piles of it that are still in piles at like grocery store parking lots. But our yard is completely clear. So she's been happily sniffing all the sniffs that have built up over the winter. Yeah, I want to sort of do that on a... No, I think I still want it. Symmetrical. Oh, look what I did. I laid it down before the ink was dry. All right, where am I gonna... Well, I guess I've made my decision now. I'm gonna have to do something different. Do you see what I did? I got ink on it because this was still wet. All right, what do I want to do instead? Maybe I want to put you up there and layer you. And then take you down a bit. That's what I'll do. All right, so I gotta pause and glue. Hold on. Okay, paused and glued. Now I'm going to trim so that it's approximately the width trimmed here. There we go. That looks nice. Yeah. It's a 104-year-old book, so it still needs distress ink. I'm not sure if I want to take that off yet or not, so I'm going to distress it and then decide. I want to make I got some leftover offcuts from doing the end papers. So I want to make a tab. Let's close that up. Now, I hope this isn't too thick. Sometimes my tab punch is not happy to have to punch too thick, and I have to do it in 2 separate pieces, which still works, but oh, what are you coming out there? All right. Let's see. All right. Yes. Uh-oh, it went flying. All right. Where's the tab? Oh, there you are. Oh, rats! I didn't put my pin back in my glue. All right. Oh, that's nice. Let's give you a little ink, because a little ink is always nice. Now I've got to decide how I want to deal with that top. Whether I want to leave room or not. No, I want to bring that down. All right. Decision made. And I also think I want to round those top corners. I want to give it shoulders, I think. Oh, you're still in there. I want a little bit more room so that I've got room to glue. There we go. I just love journaling cards. I love journaling cards so that people can write a memory on it, or, you know, write what they did that day. Now, I do think I want the back inked as well, so better to do that before you glue your tab on. How am I for time? Holy crow, where does 30 minutes go? And just 2 tabs done, 2 journaling cards. 30 minutes. Boy, oh boy. And I know I've only got a few more minutes left, or my phone will cut me off. Yeah, that looks nice. Now this one I do want centered. So let's see. Oh, let's cover you up. Let's see where the 0 is. 2 and a bit. Wow, that's not bad. So there's the 0. And inside, there's the 0. Okay, bring that up a bit. Alrighty. Man, I'm not sure if I want. No, I think I want to leave that square. So what I've done is I've drawn a pencil line in there for the center. And I've drawn a pencil line, just a little dot right there, so that I can marry up my lines and know that I've got it centered. And then I put the rest of the glue on this side. Uh-oh, my thumb wants to stick. Now I can tell that there's a little too much glue there. There we go. Nice. All right, let's move you. There's one. Glad this wasn't a 3 and 30 minute. I would have failed miserably. But those look nice and I'm happy with those. The bedroom got done. We got the most important room done first. And then we got this one done. All right, I'm going to end here and I'll probably turn the camera on again and get back to work. Thanks for visiting with me. We'll talk soon. Hope you're all doing well. Bye.